Hello YouTube fans, here again. As we know, Halloween is coming and so on, so why not this one? Why not this one? From 1980, classic film by the best-selling Stephen King book and well-known popular film. That being, I've actually shit off my face. That being The Signing. That's right, The Signing. Now, I remember talking about Blade Runner. I remember the ending scene of Blade Runner, the original one, the theatrical one. Then you will probably remember this one. Because in the opening, you used what they used for the ending of Blade Runner from 82, the theatrical one, in this. And I also love the music, that do, 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 and not do the rest. And you get this cheapy sort of music in the background. Now, at the time, there was a lot of haunted house films, like in one day before this, you had the Annabelle of Horror. 2 days after this, you had the original classic prototypes, and so on. So on, right? But I don't like this one because it's starting different. You've got the idea it's in a motel, and you get the idea it was built on Indian burial ground. Now, the funny thing was, there's a lot of horror movies where someone's been built on Indian burial ground. And yet, like most of the book movies, Stephen King did not like the movie version. I do know that in this, as to call me, did a TV version of The Signing. It was more faithful to the book. I've seen it. It's there. There are some good scary bits in it, but I do prefer this one because I think Jack Nicholson, as the father, really hits a notch. He really does do a good performance. And as we all know, the same director did this was a well-known director. He did, as you know, 2000 Space Odyssey. He did one of those first school films in its heyday, that being A Clockwork Orange. So he kind of did this, and as you can see the work in this, there was a making back in the day where Jack Nicholson presented it. And let's not forget the iconic scene where he axes the door with an axe and he puts his head through the door and he says that line, "It's Johnny," which does taken off a James show. There was a show at the time called The Johnny Show, and every time this presenter used to present it, he used to say the line, "It's Johnny." And that's how Jack Nicholson thought it'd be a good idea to use that. Over the years, I always thought it was "It's Daddy," but it's not. When he axes the door in with a big fireman's axe they may add, he puts his head through that door and he says, "It's Johnny." And I love it. I just love it. I do know that originally the ending was going to be a bit downbeat. The mother and the little boy was going to be axed to pieces and the father would freeze to death. Happy to say the ending, what we do get in the film didn't happen that way. The mum, the son got away. I didn't think the bit with Jack Nicholson, right? And I've got to be honest, I do not think the bit with Jack Nicholson was frozen on ice, on snow, was needed. You could just add him going through the maze, looking for his missus, looking for his little boy, got stuck in the snow, and they got out of Dodds. I felt it should have ended like that, but it's just me. I do love the physical effects where they're in the motel, right, and they've got blood just shooting all over the place. I just love to know how they did that effect. I'd love to know if the director was still alive. That is one thing I would ask that director. How did you pull that scene off with the blood straight through the lift? So there's a lot of good physical effects in it. I do remember there's some cheapy bits in it. There's a bit where the little boy's on the scooter and the bicycle thing sees two little girls. You got the idea was that's the pieces. Show fast bats with the bodies lying on the floor, which felt was a bit cheaper. Definitely was nervy. I also remember the iconic scene where Jack Nicholson's walking in the bath. You've got this naked woman, who gets excited about, dies. He's kissing her. He looks in the mirror and he sees this horrible old woman with stabs all over her and everything. And you see her laughing, and that laugh to me is so cheapy, so nervy. And I do remember there are some weird cheapy bits in it. It's a very well made film. I do love the, like I say, about repeating myself, I do love the performance by Jack Nicholson. I think Jack Nicholson made the film because his bits, he's a father, right? He's a father and he's a writer. He's got an idea, he's going to this motel to write a book, right? Whether it's an book or whatever. He's writing a book and he wants to run this motel. He's looking after it as a caretaker of him, his wife and his kid. But you got the idea he's going insane, and that's where the film goes on. You get the idea he's going insane. And I'm not sure it's the house that's making him like that, or he's going like that. But you got that idea the house is built in Barrel Town. You've got this other guy befriending this little boy, and he has these special powers, which is called the Signing. Then he goes to the film. He gets axed anyway, and you get that idea this boy can sense and he can read people's minds, and he has this special, unique power. And that's what I like about The Signing. I think it's a very unique film. And as we all know, it came out in 1980. Very claustrophobic. It's very claustrophobic feeling. I think they used a dud motel, if it was a real motel that was filming, and so on. It really does hit a knots. There are bits, I've got to admit, there's bits where it just drag a little bit, but there are bits where the music is cheap, it's there when it needs to be there. There's not boo-hoo jump scares every 2 minutes. This is one of the reasons why I did not like the Terrified one. There's too much boo-hoo jump scares. The actors love doing it, why not do it? But in this, every actor's dud, they've got the mum, dud performance, you've got the little boy, he wasn't irritating, wasn't bratty, just out a dud performance, he was a natural little boy. Jack Nicholson, I've repeated it 2 times already, this is the 3rd time. Brilliant performance. If you've got the idea he's got a bad temper, good idea if he snaps, he snaps. You've got the idea that he's got marital problems with his wife. And as the film goes on, I just love the bit where he's going up the stairs and the mother's trying to whack him with a bat. And he says, I ain't going to hit you, Andy. I'm not going to hit you. I'm going to bash your fucking head in. And also that bit, a little bit where the mother says, someone's attacking that little boy. And he looks at her dead straight. Are you out of your fucking mind? So I love The Signing. I don't think the ending with Jack Nicholson was forced to death was needed, but I loved the way it ended. The music was cheaper. It was a good best from the best-selling novel. Again, Stephen King didn't like it, but I like it as a film. But again, that was The Signing, back from 1980. It into then, that's me slamming the door. But into then, be smart, be safe, and I'll see you later for more movies and more movie reviews.